everybody, happy full moon. I'm here to offer you some astrology guidance under this Capricorn full moon. We have the sun in Cancer, we have Mercury retrograde in Cancer, and so we have this opportunity right now to really emotionally take care of ourselves, to really be honest with what we're going through, and to step on to new platforms of how we are going to exist in this world. And in turn, we are going to break habits, break patterns, and break traditions. So that is what this full moon is really all about, because we have the sun and Mercury both in Cancer, they're conjunct, and they're both sextile Uranus, and they're both opposing the moon, which is trine Uranus. And so we have this interplay happening where in this time, if we can allow ourselves to reflect on our emotional well-being and be honest with what we are emotionally going through, what we've dealt with throughout our lives, and maybe just certain things that have kind of always bubbled up for us and have not really been dealt with, right? So if we look back to maybe childhood up until now, look at all the emotional things that you've gone through around feeling supported, feeling nurtured. This is that opportunity to really honor and talk out loud, to reflect around those patternings with maybe how you've been dealing with those emotions. This is that opportunity to begin afresh, to begin anew, to step onto a new way of existing, because we do have the moon in Capricorn with an abundant array of opportunity saying, how would you like to begin? How would you like to commit? Now that you know what you need to feel emotionally supported and nurtured, which platform would you like to commit to? Here's the array that I have to offer. And so that's why right now the abundance maybe in all of our lives is looking at all the opportunities that we have that might just be, new ways of existing that we've not really committed to before. And this is that opportunity to really say, okay, now that you've done the emotional reflecting, which one is going to support you? Your emotional well-being. And in turn, that commitment is actually going to help you break through patterns and habits that you've just kind of been perpetuating throughout time. And so in this opportunity as well, this interplay is to really just say, okay, allow yourself again to sit silent, to sit in stillness. That's how I like to deal with emotions, is to just sit in silence, sit in stillness, and just allow yourself to reflect on what's going on, right? Looking at the situation for the good, the bad, the ugly, everything that's gone on, and just allow yourself to just be present. I like to choose stillness because if I decide to move or if I do something, maybe my breath speeds up or something changes in my experience, that's kind of showing me that that's a hot emotion that I really kind of need to deal with, and it is this opportunity that we have right now to really work through all these deep-seated emotions and change the patterns with how we have been dealing with them. And so in this opportunity as well, we do have Venus in Gemini, sextile Mars and Aries. So this is a great opportunity to set a goal for yourself as far as how you want to exist and how you want to experience the world around you and how you want to live in the world. And in that same note, it's all about trusting your intuition, trusting yourself, trusting your inner channel and you as an active creator, right? And so this whole opportunity that we have, that we are existing in right now, is really allowing us to create a new framework for our existence. We are repatterning our brain, reprogramming the pathways in our brain, because when we look at the plasticity of the brain, it does take consistency. And this is what I was talking about in my last video, is consistency, right? Consistency is the key, because it's not going to be, an overnight shift change, woohoo, like everything's better. It's like, no, you have to be consistent. You have to make sure that that pathway in your brain, when you hit that trigger and that you're going to go down that same path that leads to no good, you have to catch that moment, and instead of going down that pathway, change it to something else. Be present with it, right? Allow yourself to reprogram, because that is that phantom effect. Until we have addressed that pattern and repatterned that area of our brain, that signal, it's going to think that emotion still is existing, that emotion still has presence. When people get their arms cut off, right? Or like if somebody loses an arm or a limb or whatever, like their brain still thinks they have this pathway, they have this arm. They still think they have an arm until they reprogram that pathway in their brain. they're going to think they have an arm. And so that's what we all have to do right now in an emotional sense, is repattern, reprogram how we are dealing with these hot topic emotions that had maybe just been part of our life for so long and just kind of buried under. But we have all this opportunity right now, which is super beautiful, to reflect on these emotions, to begin by committing to a new foundation, a new way of existing. And in that commitment, we've already broken the pattern. We've already broken the habit. So this is a really beautiful time. If we can just really allow ourselves to just be present, with our emotional well-being, maybe talk out loud, maybe talk to your friends, your parents, your sister, your brother, whoever you want to talk to. I'm here if you need an astrologer or a tarot reader. And so just allow yourself to bring that forward, because, everybody who I've had a reading with recently kind of is dealing with this needing to just reprogram, let go, and allow presence in this present moment, to just, because the whole thing about Taurus is that it is very solid, right? It's this cycle that just continues and continues and continues until we just go in and we just change it. So anyways, check in with your emotions right now. Look at all the opportunities that you have to begin. Choose one. And allow that to break the cycles of your patterning that you've been existing with. Give yourself a goal for how you'd like to exist on this planet, how you want to experience your life, and trust your intuition, trust yourself as a sacred creator, and life is going to be great. It always is. And I'm always here for you. If you need a reading, you can reach out to me at 11kaivarose33.com. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all those lovely things. Anyways, feel free, reach out. I'm here. These times can be tricky, but when we know where these areas of our life are, that I'm talking about, these specific sections, the Capricorn, Cancer, Taurus, like when we know where these are in our life, because there's 12 houses in your chart. So when we know where they sit in those 12 houses, it's easier to navigate this, because it's just kind of like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, I see the opportunities that exist in front of me now, Kaiva. I couldn't see it before because I had no idea what you're talking about, foundation, that whole thing. So anyways, and a reading can be helpful, unless if you know where Capricorn is in your chart. If you know where Capricorn is, you can just look and see where all the opportunities are for you right now, and how they might be different than you're used to, but they are what you're meant to move forward towards. So anyways, wishing you all lots of love, and I'll talk to you soon.